Okay, that took a second. So, anyway, we're sitting there watching for the streaming soon. We're continuing our campaign in Hyperboria with the Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperboria. The party has successfully returned from the Diamond Desert with their benefactor, boss, person who hired them, employer, crazy old man. We're not sure what he was, but anyways, you got your money. Some time's gone by. Through this connection, though, Finnegan, Mark Finnegan, who was the captain of the boat owned by Vool that you became somewhat friendly with, and as you were traveling back and forth, he recommended y'all for a job. It seems the guild, the Fish Guild in Cromarium, wants to send a group to the town of Port Greely. You guys would probably know that Port Greely is known for being kind of very separatist. They don't mix well with others. They're kind of separate. There's kind of like the Lug Wasteland kind of wraps around, so there's not a whole lot of foot or horse or cart traffic that goes there. It's basically a port. They were known as the largest producer of various crustaceans, crabs and lobster especially. But a few years back, they stopped being so friendly, and some of the deals started to fall through. And about a year or so ago, they really basically just like, we're not going to sell you any more lobsters. And of course, people want lobster. So the Fishmongers Guild sent 3 representatives about 2 weeks ago, a little bit less, and they never came back. They were dropped off, much the same way you're going to be dropped off. The captain of the ship that was supposed to go pick them up a week later showed up. Nobody in the town seemed to have had any idea what happened to them, kind of denied they were there at all, which seems a little suspicious. So they're looking for maybe a contingent of people that could handle themselves if there is a problem there. Ultimately, if you're able to return these 3 missing men, Adil Vantos, an Azos Zamoras, and a Flan McBrock, back safely, there is a 5,000 gold piece reward. If you find proof of their demise, so at least their families can know what happened, at least on some level, the reward will be half that. If you can somehow help reestablish trade, being the great heroes that you are, perhaps you can help negotiate a better trade deal. They're sweetening the deal by offering you a boat, in addition to the 5,000 gold pieces, assuming that you recover the men. The boat, in fact, is the one that you're on. It is a relatively new boat. It is called, I think I would know that. It's an Atlantean boat. I'm sorry, it's called the Andromeda. It's an Amazon-style boat, rather than Atlantean. It's a coaster, so a small sailing ship. It does have a crew of 10, including, and then a captain. Well, a captain plus 9 people. They will, assuming that you can reintroduce trade, you'll get this boat, and they'll pay the salary of the sailors for a year. So this could be a little side business opportunity for you all. Could be kind of sweet, but maybe even more so. Helping get some good lobster on the table, because maybe you're sick of eating all that sea bass or whatever they're eating over there in Cromarium these days. So let me give you a little box text so make sure I didn't miss anything. And then you guys can maybe... you're essentially on the boat now. It is the 23rd day of the 3rd month of the 8th year. It is cold, about 5 degrees, so it's chilly. Chilly. It is snowing. And it's snowing pretty hard. So as you set sail on basically what is Earth, the equivalent of Monday morning. So you've been in Cromarium for about 2.5 weeks or so. You can let me know, maybe as you intro your characters, maybe what you've been up to, if there's anything you wanted to say, and we'll roll into it, and I'll give you the box text after. So let's just start with Brighild. What's Brighild been up to?
The imposing figure known as Brighild, the warlock, has been studying and having a scroll scribed with a spell that she thinks may come in useful. That at some point in time, seeing all of the unknown languages that they've dealt with in the past. But she's also been training with a sword master and learning skills with a new scimitar that she acquired from the last adventurer. And she's standing here with the snow falling heavily on her and ship, and wishing sometimes that she was back home in the fields of Val. But wondering why she ever come this far. But she'll go and do the job that she's going to do with the new friends that and group of people that she's made, and that is Brighild the Imposing.
Excellent. How about Penesta? What's Penesta been up to?
Penesta, after saying goodbye to Uhtred, who was her friend who's been with her since the beginning, she got a little too sad about that and went drinking and woke up in the back of a wagon traveling out of Cromarium. And she thinks she probably crawled up there to go to sleep, and then they just took off with her in the back. But she managed to jump out and get back to her friends. And she has been training with one of the bards in Cromarium and learned a different spell. And she's also been practicing with her magic boomerang that she acquired in the latest adventure. And that is Penesta, the bard.
Oh yes, the boomerang. I'm anxious to see how that plays out. You're becoming quite the interesting weapon character. Speaking of a weapon, what was the paladin up to? Ruzia.
Ruzia.
Damn it.
Ruzia's been training herself in the temple. She's taken time after the events out in the desert. Some things that she went through to pray and to also make amends to another god that she offended while on her quest. But mostly she's been training. During that time, she has acquired a light warhorse who she named Wildfire, and she's had to leave Wildfire behind at the temple to be attended to for now, while she sets off on this quest with her new allies. She feels that that there must be something about these adventurers that Apollo has. She feels like Apollo wants her to go with these adventurers. That there's something waiting for her, perhaps just more she has to learn. And so, yeah, she's acquired a little bit of new gear, done some training, and now she's on the ship helping out as best she can.
Excellent. Yeah, so they've they're stabled up your horse, so it will be Wildfire will be well taken care of while you're on your quest here in Port Greely. It should take you about a week, by the way. I don't think I said that, but I'll get a little more into that in a second. But Rush, tell us about Ultan. What's up with Ultan these days?
Ultan, after the dealing with the green diamonds and getting back to town and all that, he too was very sorry to see Uhtred have to leave. He'd grown to kinship with the man. He admired his skill with the sword, and he took to drinking and joined Penesta in a night of just unabashed revelry, buying round after round after round of drinks, buying food for everyone. Before it was all said and done, he'd he had run himself through enough of a fortune that he practically could have fed half the town, but everyone, he'd run through over 700 gold, and he drinking, and then more drinking and more boasting, and the next thing you know, he was involved in a bar fight, which is incredibly unlike him, and boasting, using channeling Uhtred's spirit, fighting. The next thing you know, he's got a bloody lip and a black eye, and he couldn't find Panessa anywhere, and he panicked, thinking that he'd lost her, only to find out later that she'd somehow wandered out onto the back of a wagon. So Uhtred, our Ultan, has spent the voyage here praying in forgiveness for every time he tries to do join in this revelry. Terrible things happen, and his prayers were somewhat heard. He has been granted new boons in the way of a few new spells from his patron god, and he swears he will not do this again.
Excellent.
Holton.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting how Holton keeps doing things that you say that are out of character. If you do it long enough, it becomes character.
He's horrible at peer pressure. When everybody else starts drinking, he's like, all right, fine, one drink. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
he's out 500 gold.
Yeah, Holton is that guy. And I mean, maybe this is why
something.
Maybe this is why there's a shortage of lobster, actually.
I sense an alignment change on the horizon.
But it's not willful though. That's the thing. It's not like he set out. It's like, I'm just going to be a drunkard. And he's like, no. He's like, all right, fine, I'll have a drink. Next thing you know, he's like, come on and fight me, you fuckers. Where's Panesta?
The devil made you do it. Fair enough. Yeah. So you are on the boat called the Andromeda, as I said. It is snowing. It is cold. The captain of the ship is Captain Demetrius. He tells you that you met him. Of course, prior to this, as he's kind of going over everything, just to it's snowing and you're talking. He was the captain that brought the other crew over, the other men over, and he says, they don't look nothing. I mean, they're strange as the Greely folks are. They don't seem dangerous. I don't know what could have happened to these fishmongers. Also, he shows you, because like I said, I didn't have enough time to show you before, he shows you a sketch, which I put in Roll20. Could you see that sketch?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is
The
the
other ring?
Yeah, this is the signet ring. Yeah, so you basically, you have a basic description of the three men you're looking for. But they should all have this ring as well. I mean, assuming they weren't robbed of it. Dill is kind of a heavy-set man, 5'4". Azos is kind of a narrow-shouldered, tall man. Well, not taller than you guys. You guys are all giants. He's 5'10". And then Flan is a balding, red-bearded Celt. He's 5'9". So if you get places where you might think that they're the right people, I will bust out the descriptions again. But you basically have an idea of what you're looking for. They're not locals, clearly. And the captain tells you you'll be able to tell the difference between the locals and anybody from Cromarium. So, yeah, it's everybody roll a d6. And let me know what you get. So we'll start with Tony.
Out of 5.
Okay.
D6.
Yep. How about Nikki? Bernesta?
A 5.
You okay? Oh, all right. How about Ruziah?
3.
Oh, you broke the streak. Old 10?
I'll split the difference with a 4.
Oh, okay. Almost a straight. All right, yeah, so it is snowing, as I mentioned. It is quite cold. There's a pretty decent breeze as you head through. Port Greely is not so far away. You left in the morning. You will probably get there end of day tomorrow. So by the time you all kind of hunker down, I mean, it's kind of people. Normally, there's 6 bunks in the back of this boat, um, but and usually everybody else just like sits up on the deck. But at a certain point, it's cold, it's windy, it's snowing. Everybody kind of crowds into that back room, and you're all kind of gathered up together, just like in your furs, doing your best to stay warm with the body heat or whatever you pass through the night. Um, Unfortunately, the next morning doesn't really any better. You awaken and you come out and you can see. Actually, you get at first you think it's still snowing because when you step out onto the deck, you feel like you're getting bits of ice and stuff are falling on you, and you realize that the sail is practically frozen because it's so cold. And whenever the wind beats against it, 'cause it's a strong wind, chips of ice are falling. I mean, it's not dangerous or anything, but it's almost like sleet falling upon you as you're out. The sky is clear and crisp and well, reddish blue because it's never a blue sky in Bartender. But it's quite cold. So you're basically all gonna have to make a test of Constitution. Even though you're kind of, going to stay mostly inside just to make sure that you don't have any kind of ill effects of the cold. So just make a test of Con.
Yeah, I passed with a 2.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I also failed.
Oh, great. All right. Yeah. So you guys that are failed, you're basically in that battle, like just shivering, like pretty much unable to do anything. Like you maybe want to go help on the deck or whatever, but you just every time you step away from like the huddled group, like you just can't even. Like your hands are just it's so cold. Frost is forming on your face when you step outside, and you just can't. Your body just isn't going to handle it. Probably have that thin blood from all the alcohol rush.
Yes.
But anyways,
I haven't read myself of it yet.
yeah. And as the day progresses, you can actually see the captain points out to Brigil probably because she's the one outside the deck. You're kind of the direction of Greely, which is north from you now, and how there are storm clouds forming above. And he says, "Oh, thunderstorms in the winter are never a good thing." So he seems a little nervous about it, but fortunately, you pass through the day with no incident. The storms don't start, although the clouds keep building up more and more. And by late afternoon, you're coming into Port Greely. I'll put the map in roll 20 here. Oh, that's not roll 20. Let's close that. So that picture should be in your journal. So if you ever want to look at it, it should be there. But I took it off the screen. I took it off my screen. I was going to look at it actually or not. All right. So let's see. You're coming into Port Greely. It is a mess. You can tell right away. You guys have done a bit of traveling. I mean, you were in Zambala. Well, not all of you. Finesta, well, and Vergild. Oh, and Eltad. You got most of you were been in Zambala, which had docks and stuff. You've obviously been in Cremarium. Calencia. This place looks like I mean, not in the sense of like undead, but like it looks like a ghost town in the sense like you can actually see that like half the boats look like that they're kind of like not taken care of. They're like half sitting like almost like not sitting square on the docks. You could see that a lot of the buildings, especially along the face of the shore, which is usually the most busy part of the town, you can see that they're boarded up. Signs and stuff look like they're not painted in a long time. They look like they've just been like ravaged with weather. And you can just see the whole place looks kind of like a mess. You do see some people moving around, but it's very, very minimal. Like you would think for a town this big, that's a major fishing port, that you'd see dozens of people even in the cold weather working. But you actually, as you're pulling up onto these docks, about 3 docks over, you actually see the only boat you see that's actually moving pulls in, and you see 2 men get off this boat as you're kind of disembarking, and they're pretty hideous. They're bald, but not in like I'm old and I'm bald way, but more like patches of hair in strange places. They've got these like kind of bullet shaped heads. It comes down to these chins that are like like triple and more chin just kind of pouring down, like the fat just kind of coming around it. They look also, strangely enough, they're completely soaking wet, even though it's very cold. So you can actually see them moving, and ice is chipping off their clothing as they're pulling these these cages full of lobsters off their boats. And they see you, and they just kind of like squint a bit. You know, they're like maybe 100 feet away, and they then go back to what they're doing, and you see them drag the lobster cages down the street towards a building, which they enter as you're kind of coming into the dock. You can see that building that they're entering has a sign on the front of it, and it says, the Yawning Gourd. So it's some kind of a tavern or inn. As you kind, of course, you see all this as you kind of the shipmen or the sailors are basically strapping the boat down. The captain comes to you all and he says, "Okay, it is the 24th day of the 3rd month of the 8th year. I will be back for you on the 3rd day of the 4th month. He says, I'll meet you here. If somehow you cannot make it, I will come back exactly 1 week later. After that, I will not return and will assume the worst. Hopefully that will not be the case, of course. I wish you luck and prosperity. And hopefully we can find the men who are lost. They seem to be good men, from what I know." So what are you guys doing as he kind of leaves you on the dock, and they're starting to untie the boat now to leave? So, of course, they're leaving on the dock, so any gear that you have with you, clearly, because you have no place to put it because they're taking the boat. So if you're carrying whatever, you're going to have it on you.
So Oltan would suggest, as we get off this boat, and the fact that 3 of us are practically can't feel our fingers and toes anymore. What time of day is it?
It's like it's late afternoon. You would know that this time of year, your sunset is at about 10:30 at night. It's probably like 6, so it's late in the day, but you still got a few hours to do it.
I would look to the others and I say, given the lateness of the hour, there's probably not much we can do to as far as speaking to a constable or anything like that. I say we make for an inn, we warm ourselves, hot food. Perhaps someone there will have seen the men that we seek, and then in the morning we can go speak to someone of authority. That would be my idea anyway.
Hot food would not go amiss, although looking around this place, I don't know what kind of authority we're going to find, but certainly we can get warm.
Looking around this place, Daniel, do I see offhand any place that looks like it would be a temple of some kind?
Yeah, if you did I put you on? I put you on roll 20, right?
I'm in roll 20. Yes.
Yeah. So you can see where it says Fane. About halfway up, that's the temple. Yeah, that's a and you can clearly see that from the water. It actually has a copper roof. It's not like in perfect condition. I mean, you're far away, so you can't tell much, but it looks probably the best conditioned thing that you see here. As the copper roof still doesn't have holes in it, and from what you can tell, it looks like it's made out of stone. So, but yeah, you see that. Where you are is kind of like let me see if I can ping it. You are actually he dropped you off right here. See that?
Yep.
Yeah. Where the guys went in was like right here. So that's the gourd place. You can see that from where you are. I guess you have good eyesight. I wouldn't be able to see that far, but you're adventurers. You can see that.
Rizaya is going to say, you go warm yourselves in the inn. I feel I should make myself known at the temple.
As long as you're not, as long as you feel okay with walking these streets without escort. Of course, I haven't really heard that we hadn't heard that this is like actually a bad place, did we? It's just a place where some people disappeared.
Yeah, and it's not particularly friendly to strangers, but not so much in a way like right, exactly. It's not like Zimbala where it was like you can't go out at night in the street or you'll disappear kind of thing. You're not
Yeah.
anything like that, no.
It's unfriendly as in like we don't like your kind of
That's
thing.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Rosé will say, as long as I stick to the main paths, I feel I should be okay. And if not, then Apollo shall protect me.
Far be it for me to question your God. And I start looking for the nearest inn or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to head, basically all of you would probably stay together at this moment because where you are, in order to get to where you want to go, if you want to go to the Fane, you're going to have to walk right past where they're going. Well, at least to this corner, anyways, would be the, and then you go across that little bridge and then walk up if you want to. Yeah, so you guys are walking together. It's fine. You can have this conversation. So obviously when you were on the boat, you probably weren't wearing heavy armor. Did you re-armor and put on armor and stuff before you got off the boat, or are you just carrying it?
I'm gonna say I'm just carrying it for now.
Okay.
I would have put mine on since it's just studded leather.
Yep, me too.
Fair enough. How about Old Tan? Are you all armed up and armored? Actually, aren't you also unstudded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably have had mine on.
Yeah, like leather armor is probably fine anyway. So you might have had it on. Although whatever. On the boat you probably took it off, but you're fine. All right, so you're carrying your chain armor in a sack or a backpack, or whatever. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so you head up. Okay, cool. So the party is going to go into the, and I'll do that first since it's on the way. Okay. So it's called, again, the Yawning Gourd. You walk in. You see, this is where the two guys with the lobsters came in. And when you open the door, it kind of like creaks open. Like it's definitely not, the sign's like half hanging off. You can see those two guys are there. They now, because it's very warm in here now, they've got fires blazing, so you're probably super happy about that. You can see that they're still in the same clothes that they were wearing though, so like you can just see like puddles on the ground where like all the ice that was on their clothes has melted off. They don't seem to take much heed to you. They kind of look at you again, kind of squinty, and then they go back to eating. They've got like these big bowls of soup with bread, and you smell the smell of like fish stew and actually you smell shrimp, which I know you guys like. The other module made it seem like shrimp was rare, but there's shrimp here too. So it's all about marketing. So you can smell the smell of like shrimp, fried shrimp and also like fish stew. The bartender looks at you. He's got he actually has to lean his head back because like his forehead is so like kind of bulbous that like his brow comes out above and his eyes are like almost sunken in. And he kind of lean back to even see you with his kind of beady eyes. And he's got kind of like these weirdly shaped lips and like this is like almost no chin, just big fat like neck coming down. And he's super super pale, and you can see like veins in his head. And he kind of like he takes a rag off the bar. He's cleaning the bar with a rag, and he like picks up and starts like blotting sweat off himself. And he like lifts up his fat rolls and he's like blogging. He's kind of looking at you, and then he says, "We don't get many tourists this time of year. You just passing through?"
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't plan to be here long. Just came and do a little business and hopefully be on our way very soon. But the rumors say that Port Greely is the place for fine seafood, shellfish, that it just doesn't get any better. than what is here. That's why I've heard that so many people export your good or import your fish and all, but they say if you want to truly eat the best, you go to the source. And suffice to say, our boat ride here was cold and rough, and so we were hoping that perhaps we would be able to partake of some of your delicious food.
He's kind of looking at you like this, and he says, "Yeah, I guess there's a free table, and you can see there's like about 10 tables that are empty in here." Says, "Have a seat. I'll bring you some food." And then he like turns back to what he was doing for a minute. So there's about 10 tables in here. One of them has those two guys he had seen come in. They're kind of a little bit closer to the to where the fire is, which is deeper into the place. I mean, you're right by the door currently, of course. And like I say, they're just sitting there. They seem to be eating the stew, kind of very sloppily and like, and they're they don't really take much heed of you after you first walked in. So what are you guys doing?
I would go sit down for now. I look at Old Ton. I said, they said people were strange here. Boy, this is very strange. We're going to have some good stories here, I think.
Perhaps. Kind of leans over very, very quietly and basically looks at both Pinesta and Breakhill and say, kind of an odd-looking folk, almost like something fell on their head and pushed their. And he starts making this thing like push down, strange. But who am I to say?
Let's hope that their food tastes good, though. Their shrimp.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so you guys sit down. He brings over like a big earthenware jug with like ale in it. He plops it down the table and puts glasses down. He doesn't even say anything to you. He just plops it in the middle, and then he puts the glasses down. He turns around and walks back towards what you would imagine is the kitchen. Out in the street, Rosiah. So you come up and I guess you say farewell to your friends. You walk up the street. It's pretty deserted. You can kind of see, like, occasionally you see people, and as soon as they kind of see you, coming down the street with your large sack over your shoulder and weapons and such, they seem to like kind of look at you and then like kind of dart back into buildings and out of your way, leaving a pretty big berth. Most of the people that you see, more or less fit the description of the people in the bar. As I said, they're kind of bullet-headed and kind of like weird chinned. Most of them both men and women have like these strange, like they're mostly bald, but they have like weird patches of hair. They're kind of very beady-eyed, pale skin, and possibly also oddly is they're not, even though it's very cold and you're very cold because you feel that contact. None of them are wearing like super heavy clothing. Like they've got clothes on, but they're not like wearing tons of furs and stuff. Maybe they're used to this weather. Who knows? But yeah, you head up towards the fane, and you get about halfway there, and you hear. Let me scroll. You hear what sounds to be kind of a combination of somebody crying, a man, it sounds like, a grown man, and swearing. So he's kind of like, oh, it's blah, 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 swearing, scumbag, ruin, it's not like it used to be, and that kind of thing. And as you're kind of getting closer to it, you look down like essentially like a small alley, and you see a man sitting on the ground. You can smell even from about 20 feet away the booze just reeking off of him. And he's kind of like in his own world, but he hears like the clink of your boots, and he kind of looks up with kind of wide eyes, and he says, there's like snot running down his face, and his beard's all greasy, and he kind of wipes himself, and he says, "What? Where'd you come from?"
She looks at the man and, she'll say, I came from across the seas. I was staying in, and she'll say the town like she was staying in.
Maria?
Yes, Camaria, yes.
Okay.
If you mean where was I, born, I can't remember where most commoners are born, but let's say that city.
Well, I don't care where you were born, Missy. You can't be walking around the streets out here. They don't like strangers. They don't like much. They like to stay to themselves, Port Greely.
So I've heard. I was only going to make my way to the temple.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Why?
There's some foul things in the temple. Foul. He kind of drinks a little more of his booze, and he kind of... You should come with me. I'll keep you safe. And he starts looking around. He's like, have they seen you? Can't imagine they could miss you.
I suppose it would be difficult to miss me.
Well, walking down the street with that big old bag. All kind of swords and shields. Or whatever else you have on you. Lance, tenderbolt.
Yeah. Well, I don't I have my lance. I kept my lance on my war horse.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a sword and sword and a shield for sure.
Yeah.
She says, I concur. It would be difficult to miss me. She's gonna take a second to do detect evil and see if she can detect any ill intentions coming from this man or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, you're staring at him yeah. All right, so back in the gourd, he brings over 3 plates with a large bowl on it, and on the side is some toast, which you can probably make out because you've had it before with spread with shrimp paste. And he kind of plops it down and he says, "What kind of business y'all got here?"
We're looking for someone.
Oh. Like who?
Just a few people.
Lots of people come through here.
Have any stopped in recently?
No, not really.
No new people come through in the past few weeks?
I don't recall seeing anybody.
I'm going to
Yep.
slide 2 extra gold pieces across the table.
Yep, I was just about to do it.
I only have a few left, so let me blow the rest of mine.
He leans on the table where the gold pieces are and with his hand, and he goes, some of those people that be living in the outskirts come through here quite a bit with their dirty thoughts, unclean. We're clean people here in Greely, can't you see? He kind of lifts up his hands. Of course, the gold's gone now. And he kind of puts his hands in his pockets. He says, it's all those filthy places like Chromarium and Zambala. These people bring all kinds of decadence. We're pure here in Port Greely. And he kind of stands as straight as he can. Then he takes his rag from his pocket and he wipes the sweat from under his double chins.
We had the misfortune to spend some time in Zambala, and I have to say it was not a very agreeable place at all.
Yeah.
These folk from the outside that you say come in with, I am a priest of Yunde, and I'm curious about these people from the outskirts with their dirty and unclean thoughts. Could you expand a little more? What exactly do you mean? Just general debauchery, or is it something more nefarious?
He kind of like leans down close to you. He says, "The further one gets from the sea, the dirtier they become." And then he kind of like stands up. And he says, "If you don't need anything else, let me know." And he turns around and walks away.
Before he walks away, Brickhill has ignored everything he said, really, and she says, "I ordered the platter for two, but that wasn't for my friends. It's for me. Just the platter for two is for me of shrimp, please."
He looks. He says, "I like you."
Oh, she's a healthy one.
And he turns back and he like leaves. You know, in a few minutes, if you wait, he comes back. So he's brought out now this like large plate with the toast with the shrimp paste on it, and the soup is made primarily of fish heads. However, it smells good.
Probably has great flavor, to be honest, but you just don't want to eat the fish meat.
Yeah. So you know, but he brings you the food. He brings it back out. He doesn't. Do you want to ask him anything else specifically?
Hmm. Um, how is the trade lately? The harvest? Have you been lucky? It's really, really winter.
We do all right here. We're not trading so much with the outsiders, you know. I mean, no offense, you all seem nice, but outsiders, scum. And he wipes his.
But surely you haven't always felt that way, because Port Greely has been the source of such good shellfish and sea life for years.
That's right. That's right. And all they do is take. We should be taking care of ourselves here. We don't need the cremarium telling us what we're going to do with their laws and their taxes. We're free people. You would know, by the way, not sorry to interrupt the middle of the roleplay, but you would know this, especially Penesta, that actually Greeley falls under Grammarium. Like they're like they're a territory. So
Okay.
yeah, they do in fact pay taxes and fall under the law of Grammarium. Grammarium.
So tell me, is it the law that brings you offense, or is it more the taxes and the fact that you feel that you're not being properly and fairly dealt with?
Well, you being a religious sort, I mean a dirty religion, but a religious sort, you would know that, you know, you got to stick to your own beliefs. These people in Cremarium, they have everything. You go on one corner, you see a temple for some god. You go on another one, you see a temple for another god. You go down the street, you see one for another god. How could you even do that? Which one's right? I know which one's right. Do you know which one's right?
Well, I know the one that I feel is right. Who is the god that, out of curiosity, that you worship here in Port Greely?
Well,
But bear in mind, I have the utmost respect for most religions.
well, we are proud members of the esoteric order of Mother Hydra. And you would know that's basically Cthulhu. It's a
Nice.
yeah.
I just go, indeed. I prefer to follow the nature paths. I don't much make a living by the sea, but being men of the sea, I can understand.
Yes. Look at the bounty. Isn't it delicious?
I do have to say that the fish stew does have a good strong flavor, and that's a good thing because I like the taste of fish. So it's and the toast and shrimp paste is, I mean, yes, absolutely. This is just what we needed after a long voyage.
Yes. Some people try to say that Calencia's got good shrimp paste. They haven't got good shrimp paste. We had the best shrimp paste.
Well, that's what I heard. So,
What do you think, Brighild? Who has the best shrimp paste?
Well, he points over at Brighild and say, "Well, you have your answer there. What? That's truth in. I would say truth in words, but I don't think she can form any words right now."
Yeah,
you can have mine. Vanessa slides her shrimp toast to Brighild. You can have mine.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is quite good. You don't like the shrimp toast, Vanessa?
Doesn't like shrimp. Nope.
Well, as you are lost, madam.
Would you like monkey brains? No, they don't have that here.
No, don't start with that again.
Well, you'll be then just enjoying if you have the fish stew, it's very good. It's very fishy, as you would imagine. It's got big chunks of fish, but primarily the fish head. So if you don't want to eat the fish head, then you just gotta eat it randomly, I guess.
I have only. I thank you for the meal, and I'm assuming that I have two more questions for you. I'm assuming you have. Do you have rooms to rent for visitors to enjoy the fine bounty of your table?
Oh yes, of course. And if you said you have business to do, you're going to want to talk to Zavatas. He is the high priest of the historic order of Mother Hydra and our leader. We don't accept the government of Cromarium, as I said.
Well, that sort of leads into my second question, which was who would be the law authority here? Would that also be this Zavatos?
Yes.
Okay.
Zavatos?
Yes, he should be in tomorrow at daybreak. Well, not as soon as the sun comes up, but in the morning. He always stops here first for a nice morning shrimp toast.
Who could blame the man?
If you want to stay here for a measly 2 gold pieces per night, I can give you the finest rooms I have. And of course, that includes the meal.
Oh.
We have very reasonable rates here.
So it seems. A fine meal and room, all for 2 gold. I look over at the other two to ask them if they feel that that's acceptable.
You said the meals were all you could eat, right?
As long as Brighild gets her shrimp.
It says, per meal, we'll make you a deal. We have the finest, and of course, gratuities are always accepted.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
We have one other party member that should be coming soon.
Oh? He kind of side eyes the two guys that are there sitting there. He says, where are they?
Well, they went to say their prayers before they come here.
Well, the temple is going to be locked, so they'll probably be back soon. The high priest is not here, as I said. He is on the shoals.
So,
and when we stepped off the boat, we had no way of knowing. So,
Of
I
course.
agree. she'll be back soon. But
Of course.
so the 2 gold covers all 4 of us. The room.
2 gold each,
2
plus
gold, okay.
gratuity. And if you wanted the extra drinks, you look like a man that could handle a few drinks.
Oh, yes, that is a story for another time, my friend. This night, having stepped off the boat fresh, I shall have ale with my supper and spend the rest of the night drinking water. I think, but we'll be here for a few days. I'll make sure to have get a nice mug of ale for tomorrow as well. I go ahead and slide in the 2 gold.
Okay.
I don't know. 2 gold each seems a little steep.
I've been working on my paladin and stuff anyway. So.
Yeah, but I think the meal had a lot to do with it.
The food
think that- I'm
alone
sorry,
is
I
worth
didn't-
that much, Benesta.
All right.
That's a really pretty.
You should have asked before you started eating.
I'll give him the 2 gold for tonight.
Yeah, so he takes it and he goes back to behind the bar and starts cleaning with that same rag he's been wiping himself with. You see him cleaning out cups and
Because
stuff.
I boosted the paladin to like 20, and I've been working on
Thanks so much for that
her
feedback.
Whoa, where's that coming from?
order hall stuff. So
Okay, yep, that was you, Rush. Sorry, just mute yourself in between. So back out in the street, in the freezing cold street with the drunkard, we find our paladin. What's Rosiah thinking at this point?
Assuming I could do sense evil, and I don't sense
Oh,
any.
that's right. He does not. He doesn't seem evil. He seems drunk. I mean, alcohol could be considered evil, depending. No, he's not.
Mhm.
Evil. You don't have any evil intention.
Rosiah casts hairy eyeball.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't come off as evil at all with your sense evil. No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Rosiah kind of trusts this guy for some reason. So she's gonna kind of like, pull her backpack up a little tighter, and she's gonna offer to follow him if he says that he'll lead her somewhere.
Okay. You did. Oh, but you said you had other people, right? Okay, so he's going to tell you he says, "Okay, come with me." He's going to say, "We need to get your friends first."
I haven't mentioned them.
Didn't you say that you had friends?
I didn't. They said that they had a friend.
Okay, that's right. Okay, sorry. All right, good. All right, so you follow him. He brings you through some winding streets. I mean, it's not like you're getting lost. You could easily find your way back to an old kind of rundown-looking building. You can see that there's less people kind of eyeballing out the windows in this place, and he kind of looks around and he kind of darts down an alley, and then there's like a little an entryway. It looks like it goes into the building on the side, like one you might throw the trash out or whatever. And he's like, "We'll go in here so they don't see us." And he'll open the door. He has a key, unlocks it, and you enter into his place. It's let's see, how do they describe his place? It's a smelly, half-rotted cottage, sitting on a crumbling fieldstone foundation. So he actually comes inside. He brings you inside the cottage, and then he rolls back this dirty rug, and underneath it there's a trapdoor, and he pulls it open, and he says, "You'll be safe in here. I'm sure if they saw you come in, they'll be looking for you soon. We can get you out of here in the morning. I'll bring you out into the fields, where those who have not been corrupted live."
How dark is it down there?
Oh, it's dark. It's basically a hole in the ground.
The only thing missing is the free candy sign out front of his cottage.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna say, before she goes down there, she's gonna kind of linger a bit. She's gonna say, "What happens to the people who visit this place?"
They will bring you to the temple. They will judge you. And either you will become one of them, or you will die in sacrifice.
Which god do they worship?
They worship Mother Hydra.
Does that mean anything to me?
Yeah, you would know. I mean, you're a paladin. It's basically it's one of the physicalities of Cthulhu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I do. Okay, so
Yeah, you would know it's a god. Maybe not the nicest god. I mean, I don't know. Depends on who you talk to, I guess.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
relevant. It's all relative, right?
I'd at least probably know what Cthulhu is associated with, like
Yeah,
the
and
book that stuff, right?
yeah, exactly. And they're basically seafaring people, so that's not super unusual. But you know,
Hmm. Well, I have others that I must worry about.
others.
Hmm. I'm not the only one.
Kind of bites his lip. He says, "You mean you came with others?"
There are others who travel to this place with me.
Well, you must get them then. We must bring them here before anyone sees them. Where did they go?
They claim they would be on their way to the hotel.
Oh, we must get them. Although the shrimp paste there is very delicious, but we should get them because the town folk will come and take them away.
If she can get a second, like she's kind of like lingering back. She would like to do sense evil on the hole itself. I mean, like I can do it in like a 60-foot range, but just see if there's anything
You want to
that
see if the hole's
stands out.
evil?
Yeah, well, like anything in the hole that would stand out.
It's
Like
an
if
evil
there's
hole.
undead down there, you know, or something, it will.
Yeah.
I'd be able to sense it.
So you're like, this hole could be evil. Let me look
Well,
upon
I
the
was just
hole.
thinking. I think there could be like undead or something down there.
No,
You know?
no, this could be the first time we've ever done a sense evil on a hole, but I like it. It's giving you a hard time. No, there's no evil down there.
There's time for everything, son.
That's right. No, you can do that. I mean, he's looking at you and going, "What are you doing?" It's not like it takes a second. I mean, it's like, what, a minute or 2 minutes?
Oh yeah, does it take that long? Okay, yeah. So yeah, she says,
Well, it doesn't say, but you have to stop and concentrate. So you're ignoring him basically. But yeah, you don't sense anything evil down there. I mean, you can see that it's a hole in the ground. I mean, you can see there's nothing down there unless it's hiding.
all right, she's gonna say, I don't know really what to do. She's gonna say, can you send others to send a message for me? Or, you know, if you say that this is dangerous.
He like starts to rub his head and he says, no, there are no others. I'm the only fool that stays in town. All the others are smart. But somebody must stay here.
Well, I can't just leave my friends behind.
He kind of looks. He's very drunk. He seems perplexed. And he takes another swig of his whiskey and he's just kind of staring at you like he doesn't, you know, he's offering you the whole. Or go get them.
She's
she's
gonna shake her head. She says, I can't just abandon my allies. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I thank you for, you know, trying to lead me to safety.
Okay. Yeah, he says, well, get them out of there. Only evil can befall them. If you can get back here, do it.
She's gonna ask if he would allow her to put her armor on here.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, can he help her at all?
He's super drunk. So you maybe sure.
I'll be honest that like she'll ask him to help, but it's only because she wants to make sure he's not going to stab her in the back.
So you want him to get behind you and help you put your armor on.
More or less.
I mean,
That is my plan.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about it, but he'll help you. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Okay. So yeah, she'll have her chain armor on, and she'll like once he helps and everything, she's geared up. She'll thank him and she'll say, I'll do my best to to return. And
Come back.
Either way, I won't let them know of you.
Yeah. Come back to the door that you're leaving. He points to the alleyway door and he says, "You know how to get under the carpet." And he rolls it back so it's hidden again. And he says, "I will pray for you." And you see him get down on his knees and he kind of bends over and he's like leaning forward and then he comes back up with the glass with the bottle of whiskey. He drinks it.
Mm.
And he kind of looks at you bleary-eyed and he says, he holds up the bottle, he dips a little bit on the ground, he takes a swig and he says, "I hope to see you again, fine warrior." And then he collapses, passed out drunk.
Nice. All right. Yeah, she's going to leave. And she's going to begin to head back towards the hotel, now wearing her chain armor.
Okay. Go ahead and make a test of Constitution again, since you failed the first time.
Yay.
You have not warmed up.
Yep. I passed this time.
Okay, good. So it doesn't get any worse. All right, good. Yeah, you're just feeling like cold, but you're maybe got the adrenaline kicking in. High or low?
Low.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way, back the way you came, moving quickly, maybe like stopping periodically to make sure that if you hear any noises, so nobody sees you, and you pretty much don't see anybody on the street. It's getting darker and darker, and you end up kind of outside, more or less, the gourd where they are. You hear, you can see the fire crackling in the windows. If you were peeking there, you see your friend sitting around a table eating, and there's a couple more guys in there at a table. The lobster guys, they're still there. And you see a bartender, as I described to them.
Okay. She'll take a breath and she'll head inside.
Cool. Yeah, it's very warm, so you're probably feeling very happy about getting inside. You have that, well, maybe you don't know this because you're from the south, but you have that like sting in your fingers after you've been outside in the cold, and then it's warm, also like starts to hurt because the heat's coming back. As you kind of step in, and of course you guys see your paladin friend come in from the cold, frost blowing, from evaporating off of her as she kind of walks in, her cold figure into the steamy room. The bartender looks up, and the two men eating lobster, not lobster, but the two lobstermen look up. They squint and they kind of look back down. The bartender looks at you and he says, "Oh, did you have a chance to pray?"
I have done many prayers, yes.
Excellent. Sit. I will get you your shrimp paste and fish stew.
Thank you. And she will head over to the table. And she will sit and look around.
Yep, those two guys are eyeballing you. The two guys that had the lobster traps earlier. But otherwise, the bartender has left. He's gone to the back to get food. You assume, I guess, because that's what he said he was doing.
What did you find, Rosiah, in your wanderings? Did you find the temple?
And she'll say, sorry, just give me a moment to warm myself. And she'll kind of like rub her hands, and then she'll close her eyes, and she's going to do sense evil.
Okay. Fair enough. You You get like a little bit of a sense off the two guys sitting at the table. I mean, not like they're about to jump up and stab me in the face sense, but definitely they're not having positive vibes towards the group, and are probably thinking of what could be considered evil.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
So after she gets the sense, she'll come back and she'll say, "Have you all eaten and drank?"
We are fed and warmed up.
Oh,
What did you
normal?
find?
Since it doesn't matter.
It's an interesting place.
Yes, I
No
believe
doubt.
that is an understatement.
Yeah. Either. I'm not a big
Fish
fan
stew's
of ghost
good.
stuff.
They do cook well, but they're kind of an odd folk.
Yeah, the bartender comes out now. As soon as you say that, he's got a big bowl of soup and the same thing, a big platter with the shrimp paste on the toast. And he brings it right over to your table and plops it down. He says, I'm assuming that you were not able to do prayers in the holy temple because the high priest was not there, correct? I'm told that you are some sort of religious type.
Yes, some sort of.
And kind of like sniffs. Into what god do you show allegiance?
I am a weapon of the mighty Apollo.
Oh, a classic.
Indeed.
He pushes the food towards you.
Apollo is associated with light, and light has a way of pushing away darkness and shadows that hide.
Well, that is good to know. We could all use a little bit of that, although not after this last year, right? A couple more years, though, we're going to need that light more than anything. I'll tell you, the last winter, whew, it was a dark one. And that is not an understatement. You're all too young to remember that.
Yes.
Brighield looks at the paladin and goes, Rosie, you'll have to pay the man 2 gold for your room and your food. We made an agreement for our room and board here.
Oh, I see. And she will reach into her pouch and she'll put 2 gold on the table.
He reaches out and slides it over and he says, yes, thank you very much. Enjoy. Your gratuities are always appreciated. And he puts the gold in his pocket and he goes back to the bar. Starts cleaning again.
She's not going to eat what he brought out. She's going to look to her friends who have eaten and she's going to say, "Are you all feeling okay?"
Oh, it's quite delicious, to be
You
honest.
need to eat to gain your energy back.
Fish stew is made with fish heads, so I'm not a big fan of eating fish heads, but you eat the potatoes and everything else in there, and the fish heads give it a really good fish flavor. I mean, the food, we all ate the food. It really is. I mean, they have a reputation for seafood here, and it seems well earned.
Yeah, the broth isn't bad.
Yes.
Nesta's not much of a shrimp person, so.
Things are not always as they appear, though.
Oh, we know. But I don't think... Well, I don't know. If the food is poisoned, I guess Brighild will know first. She ate the most.
Yeah, indeed.
That's
But I'll kind of lean over the table and I'll say, but I don't know exactly the story here, but these men, typically in a port city, they receive visitors, tradesmen, shippers, you name it. And so there, typically in a port town, there's tolerance, a certain level of tolerance for other religions, and that does not seem to be the case here. If we are to find these gentlemen that are missing, if we wish to pass and conduct our business low key, I think we need to definitely try and be as discreet as possible. Given the fact that we obviously stand out, but I feel as though we shouldn't antagonize any of these people no more than is absolutely necessary.
Oh, of course not. I mean, discreet's my middle name.
Yes, so I've seen, and bear in mind, I have no room to talk, but I will try and run. I'll try and definitely keep a stifle on the ale for obvious reasons, but yes, and I look over at Rosiah and I said, these men. The bartender, they spoke of men outside of the city. The further away you get from the city and from the water, the dirtier and unclean and more debaucherous thoughts among the people there seems to be. So they seem to shun
Very,
outsiders.
very self-righteous attitude indeed.
Yes, they appear to be chafing, as it were, under Chromarium's yoke. So it's one reason why trade has fallen off.
I feel as if there are ears around this place and eyes upon us all.
Yes, we must get somewhere where you can tell me what you found, if you found anything, because you still haven't answered me.
Well, I think this is a fine time. Bring your food to the room, and we can retire to our rooms and just kind of relax and enjoy company, and you two can exchange in the room. Unless you want to stay down here.
Let us all head to our room. Is it like one big room? Is that what they said?
He did not say. However, no, there are they're actually individual rooms.
Yeah,
they're small, but they're individual.
Yeah, I said, well, come to mine. Bring a chair from your room, and we will sit. We'll have ale or water or whatever you want to drink brought up, and we'll sit around and we'll discuss and relax a little bit. It's been a long voyage.
You do not need to take any liquor and alcohol to your room, old town. You know better than that.
I said or water. I was speaking for everyone, not for myself.
All right.
I promise I'm going to be good. If I don't, you have full permission to do with me as you see fit.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So if you ask, for your rooms, he will. He grabs his cloth and he throws it over his shoulder, and he gets some keys off the wall, and he brings you up. He walks up and he goes, "Oh, that's right. We're having all the locks repaired, so I won't need these." And he kind of just puts the keys in his pocket, and he walks up and he pushes open, 4 rooms. They're small rooms, maybe like 6 by 8. There's a single bed in each one with like a table with a wash basin because there's no water in it now, and a jug, you can put some space to put your equipment or whatever. Each one has a window. The window is shuttered, although you can see that because it's not completely dark yet. You can see the shutters are kind of crappy and some light's getting in. Did you what?
Nothing. I was going to ask if they had windows.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is there chairs in the room?
No. There's just a bed in each one.
Bricchio's going to ask him, well, can we bring one of the chairs from downstairs for our rooms? And
Yeah, he would do that if you want chairs. He's like, sure. Is this like a convention or something? Because normally we charge extra for that.
Oh, you will make up for it in gratuity, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. I mean, anything for the customers. And he'll walk out and go down and get some chairs.
While he's walking away, and we're actually alone, Rosiah will finally speak to the group and say, "I don't think we should stay here."
Well, I'm very curious as to how all the locks got broken at the same time. And all the doors. And all
Well,
the
you
rooms.
said they were just being upgraded, wasn't it? I mean, they may have taken them off or something, but these chairs, we can use these chairs to block our doors.
Rosiah, what did you find? Why don't you think we should stay here?
Well, on my travels, I met a man. He said that he claimed that those who stay here, that they are taken to the temple to be judged.
Oh.
And either you become one of them or you become sacrificed.
Why would you believe this man over any of the other people we've met?
Because I did not sense any evil from this man, but I sensed evil intentions from the men that were downstairs.
From the man who has given us the rooms and the food?
Not specifically him, but those who were waiting at the tables, the other men.
Well, that would be like walking into a marketplace, and there are good and bad everywhere.
Yeah, so he comes up the stairs. He's got 2 chairs. And he kind of brings them over. He says, 2 chairs?
There's 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, but
two can sit on the bed. I'm going to sit on the bed.
Man, for some reason.
You need 4 chairs, old son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? You're right. If I sit on the bed, I'm probably going to fall asleep.
Yes.
Yeah, 4
oh,
chairs.
yes. He takes his rag. He's like wiping the sweat. He's like,
Well, I will go down and help you bring one up. It is not that much of a trouble.
I'm getting old. I apologize.
Defeat.
Okay.
So far, the
No,
attorney
I can come help.
20 hunting souls within 10 seconds.
No, I can get it. Don't fear not.
Brachio goes anyway. Brachio goes with him anyway.
He goes down. He's moaning and
Oh
groaning.
yeah.
Well, they're going to go get the chair.
I'm sorry. Is Prenesta also going?
Yeah, because I want to try something.
Okay. Nice. Okay, good. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
So I look at
Rosiah.
Rosiah is going to say to Ultan, check those shutters, see if they open, see if the window opens.
Yeah, so I'll walk over and do that. Make sure that the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it hasn't been open in a long time. You would imagine, like probably months, and it's cold and snowy and stuff. So it takes a little bit of, but you pull the window open.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cold.
Well,
Very cold.
a little bit of warped. Warped shut, but they do work, and I push it back down. And I look over at Rosiah and I say, "Well, I'm not sure about this man. Did you mention whether he was a drunkard or not?"
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Okay. This man that you met, I don't know. I don't know. I do feel something is very off here.
Oh,
And so
wow.
far, this man you met is the only one that seems to be feeding into that gut feeling that I have. But whether it's true or not, it certainly can't hurt to be cautious. What did is that all the man? Well, we'll wait for the others.
Okay. Yeah. So down the stairs, the innkeeper's kind of walking, and he's like, you're old like me. It's hard to go up and down these stairs. I appreciate the help of 2 strong young ladies. He kind of winks at Brighild. And he says, you know, an old man, you know, someday I'm going to have to give up this business. You know, it'd be good to have, you know, maybe someone to pass it on to, you know. Anyways, those are my problems. Don't worry about that. Yeah, and he goes down and, you know, he just watches you get the chairs, obviously, because you only need 2 more.
Are those other 2 guys still there?
Yeah, they are.
All right.
Yep. What did you want to do, Pennis?
Hey. Oh, I want to mesmerize this guy.
Down there with the other 2 guys as well?
Yeah. What I want to say is, you
no.
know, I'm, you know, been known to recite a good poem every now and then, or a song.
Oh.
And you know, you have travelers come through. Maybe I could demonstrate what I can do. We could work on a deal on the rooms or something, depending on how long we have to stay.
Well, I mean, these rooms are very much in demand, so I don't know that I could really give you a break. But I'd have to hear what you can do. Hold on. Then he goes over and gets the jug of ale and sits down at a table and pulls a mug up. And he says, dazzle me.
Okay, so she's going to start singing, and she's going to try to mesmerize him with a poem laced with weird vibrations, according to my thing. So we get a sorcery saving throw.
Oh, we get the sorcery saving throw. All right. It's going to automatically affect everybody, right? I mean, it's not your...
Within
your side.
40 feet, yes.
All right, so the other 2 guys will also be there, so we'll click as well. Do him first. You rolled a 15. Let me see what his save is. I'm assuming you'll know if his... I think he is... Oh, where stats are. I don't think they plan to have... Oh, I guess he's just this guy. Alright, so his save is a 16, so he fails. Okay. And the other 2 guys are the same. 1 passed. The other 2 both passed. Hold on, is that an 18? Yeah, the other 2 both passed. So, yeah, the 2 guys at the table, they don't seem very interested. They look for a second, and they're just like, I've heard better.
Okay.
But the innkeep seems pretty mesmerized. He's like, his eyes are even more goggly than they normally are.
Okay, and I'm going to try to do suggestion.
Oh, you gotta suggest something.
He has failed, and yeah.
Okay.
Tell me the truth.
Does he get another save when you make the suggestion, or is that just the...
I think he,
victim?
as per the spell...
Except the blanket effect, they cannot...
Sorcery save, yeah.
So he gets another save, yeah, for if you want to do those. Okay.
Still going to try it.
Yeah, he's stunned, but he automatically has the first effects, which is that he's stunned. Basically, just kind of staring at you. But if he fails this one, then he'll have to... Oh, he failed. All right, so let's look at the spell.
Okay.
I think that what you're asking is probably 100% legit. I just want to look at the spell because I don't know it.
Okay. It's on page 212 if you...
Nope.
I think. No.
She's got a plan. She's like, I've been planning this the whole time. You've been trying to feed me all this
Not
crap.
212, 210, sorry.
She's got page numbers pre-ready to go. You're like,
yeah, Nikki's up to something here. All right, let's see.
Wait.
I just it's another old man, Daniel. What do you expect from me?
I know. Okay. Target must make a sorcery saving throw compelled to carry out suggestions spoken by the sorcerer. Saving throw is modified by willpower adjustment. Yeah, he wouldn't have. Whatever. It should not be okay. Victim may attempt to act once. Act upon such urges for the duration of the spell. Oh, okay. So it's actually going to last for 24 hours. No, it doesn't, because with this it only lasts while you're doing it, right?
Right.
Okay. Ooh, obviously self-destructive. I won't call this self-destructive. All right, yeah. So
I'm just going to ask him some questions. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, do you just say, tell me what's going on?
I'll say, I see you really like my song, so we're friends now. And friends tell each other the truth. So I need you to tell me, is it true that people are taken to the temple to be sacrificed or turned?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what else would you do at a temple?
And have you seen 3 outsiders from the Fishmongers Guild come through here in the past few weeks?
Yeah, they took them out to the shoals. About 3 weeks ago, I guess. Maybe a little bit less. Huh. It hasn't been a full moon yet, though, so they probably haven't been changed. I don't think it's been a full moon. As I say that, I should probably plan this way. Yeah, it has not been. Oh, crap. No. Celine's full moon is when they do it. Let me just check the full moon.
Okay.
I must check the full moon to make sure there haven't actually been one, because I'm saying there's full moon would be white. I think I took that this right. Yes, I did. Yeah, because Selene is only every. Oh yeah, there's not going to be a Selene full moon for a while. Looks like. Oh yeah, no, it's in 2 weeks. That's when they do it. That's what he says, anyways.
So they have not been changed. So, and it happens at the shoals.
Well, that's my understanding. I'm not invited to such things. You know, only the fancy people get to go to that, not the poor innkeepers.
Right.
And he's getting a little bit loud, and the 2 guys at the table stand up, and they make their way for the door.
Okay.
Yep. But he's still telling you. He's like, oh yeah, these people, he's getting a little. He's not belligerent, but he's getting like, he's had a couple drinks, and he's just basically like, he's like, I do everything they ask me. I'm pure blood. I was raised here. Not like some of these people who just come here and then all of a sudden they get to get changed, and here I am and I don't get to get changed. What's wrong with me?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with you, good sir. I'm sure you're perfectly fine. Do you think they're planning on taking us?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. Is that why there are locks on the doors?
Perfect timing. You hear a bell ring. Ding, 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 ding. In the town, and you guys hear that upstairs as well. He says, well, yeah, I don't want them breaking my locks when they come to get you. Locks are expensive.
Oh, yes. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate your candor, sir. You're a very nice man. And she'll give him a kiss on the cheek and then be like, ew, gross.
It's okay.
Brickheels wants to, she's going to go to the door when those 2 guys walk out, and hearing the bell, look out to see where she can tell it's coming from.
Yeah, you can kind of get the feeling it's coming from up on the hill. It's not coming from over the water, so it's definitely coming up the hill somewhere. And as you look out, you can see that a lot of doors are opening, and you see lots of people that have this, what they call them, townies in the module. These like weird looking, like very overly mutated looking people. They seem to be coming out, and they're all carrying like either clubs or like lengths of rope or fishing nets, and they're all coming into the street, and they seem to be heading down towards the inn. I mean, you see dozens of them.
You said they're heading towards the inn?
Yep, they're heading right towards you.
Yep, I would be like, thank you, sir, and I would go back to my group.
It's on.
Because discreet.
Well, before Vanessa runs off, Brickill's going to say, I need just a little bit of help here. We need to block the front door. There is a group of people headed this way, and they do not appear to be very friendly. They are armed with clubs and weapons. And I'm going to try to block the front door with tables and chairs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy's still mesmerized. Help us.
He'll be mesmerized unless you... Well, I mean, technically you're only supposed to be able to walk, but you can move tables and stuff around.
Okay.
You can do minor stuff. I'm not going to say you have to absolutely stand there. I mean, you're still making a poem, I guess. I'm not quite sure exactly how that works. Somehow in the poem you're asking these questions. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Are you trying to kidnap us?
Yeah.
Who knows? This isn't a movie, so, All right. So you upstairs you hear part of Hyperboria Guild say that, and then also you hear, like, tables and chairs being moved. And also, you were by the window, so you may have actually, if you maybe take a second to look because you heard the noise, you see people starting to gather in the streets as well. Old Town. Dozens of people.
Okay.
So I mentioned to Rosiah, I was like, well, this doesn't look good, and it appears our welcome may have worn out before the first night is over.
Yes, head case.
if Rosiah sees this crowd, she's going to say, like close the windows and the shutters. Like, we got to bar these shutters up top. And she's going to start
Didn't
going to the other
realize
rooms, like with the
that
chairs.
I actually should be
And-
doing this on my druid for that one.
Can you like mute Rush?
because
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got it.
And like she's gonna like take a chair and like go to the shutters and like shove the chair so that the shutters won't open. She'll like ask Gulton to do the same, basically.
Okay, I mean, you can try to rig something. It's not going to be perfect because a chair is not really great to hold a shutter, but yeah, you can put the chairs by the shutter. I mean, there's like 10 rooms, so you only have 2 chairs, but you can do your best.
Brickhield is going to go to Panesta after we secure the front door and say, "Your friend here, do you think you should send him on somewhere? He should not be in the middle of this. He does not seem to be involved with what is ever happening, but he does not want to be injured in either side. Should you send him on somewhere?"
Yeah, I will send him. I will suggest that he finds a safe place to stay or to be. And actually, Daniel, I think it says the victim's minds can be imprinted with suggestions. So I could be spouting poetry verbally, but like thinking at him, like a double consciousness kind of thing. That's how I think it might work.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just being funny. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but just yeah.
No,
So I will tell him to get somewhere safe, get out of the way, if he wants to. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's he kind of looks. He says, "Well, if you end up staying here, like I said, it gets lonely sometimes running in by myself." He's looking at Brickhield.
Yeah.
And then he turns and he walks into the back where the kitchen was. He closes the door.
I think you're gonna get a lot of shrimp paste from that guy, Brighild.
It is very delicious.
Yeah, you can basically get a sense that you can hear voices outside, and this is a pretty large building. You can hear voices all around, like dozens of voices. They seem to be organizing.
And Brickhield will look at Panesta and go, "The best thing to do is help me move a table or two to the stairwell, and we will block the stairs. They can only come up one at a time, and we will have them."
Yes, all right, of course.
Fair enough. Yes, you start to move up there. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, perfect. So you get up there and you block the stairway. Everybody's kind of together there as you're kind of pulling together a block around the stairway. At that time, Brighild, Panesta, and Oltan, you start to feel very dizzy. You're just oh God, I haven't slept in a long time, and your eyes are just like fading, you're leaning against the wall. Rosiah's probably moving at full speed, and you guys are all kind of just whoa, as your heads are starting to spin. And you collapse asleep.
Damn it.
Yeah, fortunately. So Rosiah, you're standing in the stairway, and your 3 friends have just collapsed. You hear the front door bust open, and you hear tons of voices. They come in, and you can actually see them kind of at the bottom of the stair. There's got to, the place is full of people. And they say, they call up to you and they say, "Come with us now and be judged for your sins or die."
I guess Rosiah jumped out the window.
Sorry?
Rosiah's peace.
No. Rosiah says, "I cannot come with you, for I am a weapon of Apollo, and in his hands I reside." And she'll pull her sword and bring her shield up and get ready to defend her friends.
Okay. They start pulling all the crap out of the stairway. There's lots of them, so they're basically pulling down your barricade.
Okay. Are they coming towards the stairs?
Yeah, if you want to reach over the barricade and try to attack them, you can certainly do that. But they're kind of concentrating on getting it out of the way since you set it up so they can't really get up there.
All right. Yeah, I have the high ground for now, so I'll take advantage of it.
All right.
I'm gonna like I'm gonna stab at them through the stuff.
Go ahead, make an attack. They're not attacking you yet. They're just trying to get the stuff out of the way, so you can go ahead and just make an attack at them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess technically they're not attacking me yet, but I mean, it's like, yeah, I know where this is going.
No, what I mean is we don't have to roll initiative or anything. You just make an attack. That's what I mean.
Right, okay.
I'm not judging you attacking them. They're clearly coming.
Oh yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that like you're like, oh, so paladin, Anyway, negative. I hit armor class -3.
Oh yeah, do some damage.
And that will do 8 points of damage.
Oh,
and are they considered evil?
Oh, are they evil? I don't know that they're evil. Let me just do a quick check. Are they evil? Oh yeah, they're very evil.
Okay, then I'll get an extra armor class against them. Some armor class will be 2/2.
Okay, how much damage did you do? I'm sorry.
8 points of damage to one of them.
Okay, yeah, you stab through one of these guys. It's like some fat, like butcher or whatever that has like a rolling pin, or it used to be a baker if they had a rolling pin, and you stab them. I mean, they're not wearing armor or anything. He just drops dead. They've now pulled most of the stuff out of the way. I'll give you a couple more attacks before they start to come up the stairs.
Okay. All right. That time I hit armor class 4 for 6 points of damage.
That hits, yep. And that kills another one. Yep. At this point, they're going to get through in the next round, so you have to,
Initiative?
No. You can do one more, and then they're going to come through.
One more? Okay. And that time I hit armor class 4 again. Oh, nice. 10 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you cut down another one. At that point, they've now pulled the tables out of the way, and they start charging up. So we'll roll initiative. So go ahead and roll a d6 there. They got a 5.
I got a 5 as well.
What's your dex?
And I 15.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and try and cut at one of these guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one I'm not going to sure up. That hits armor class 6.
Yeah, that hits.
For 9 points of damage.
Yeah, that kills one. I mean, they're just stepping over the bodies of their friends as they're kind of pulling up the stairs. It's not a super wide corridor, so I'm going to say only 3 of them can really get up there. But all 3 of them are going to kind of try to overbear you. So let me just see. D20 attack roll, strength attack modifier. Okay, miss. Miss. Oh, okay. This could be a struggle here. Oh, okay. That one probably gonna. Your armor class 2?
Yes.
No, miss. Okay, they all miss you, but they're kind of circling. They're trying to grab you, and you're throwing them off, but they're always just filling up with more of them. We'll just keep this order. I don't want to keep it one initiative every time. So go ahead, you can go.
Okay. That's gonna hit armor class 2 for 8 points of damage.
Okay. You get a second attack.
Oh. I could have gotten the second attack like a while ago, but oh well.
Well, no, we just actually started. That was just.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. All right, and then that one's gonna hit armor class -2 for another 9 points of damage.
Yeah, cut down another one. They're swarming past you and around you, and you're basically getting circled by them now, because there's so many of them, and they're gonna try. There's 5 of them now on you. Miss. Well, you're defending them. Okay, 1 hit. Miss. Miss. Hit. That was 5. So 2 of them hit you. Hold on, let me just check that last 2 to make sure. Your armor class 2, you said? Yeah, yes. Just barely hit you. Okay. Okay, so upon successful attack roll, the victim is allowed an avoidance save to dodge the assailant. Okay, -1 for each size. Nope, it's not size difference. Additional overbearer, you get a -1. Okay, so you make an avoidance saving throw with -2 on your roll.
All right, avoidance -2.
Yeah, because
all right, so that's just a regular avoidance for me then, because I have a +1, and I rolled a 19.
All right, nice. Yeah, you're able to knock them back.
My dice are on fire tonight.
Yeah,
which is good because last session I couldn't roll above 5.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, you can. You can actually see that they're starting to drag off your friends back deeper into the place. Some of them have gone past you, and they're dragging them away because they were behind you. I'm assuming.
Can I like push forward to try and like get the ones that are on my friends?
Yeah, I mean, but there's like a lot of them, but you can kill one or two of them, sure.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm trying to protect my friends here. Ooh, okay, that hits armor class -2, but only 3 points of damage.
Oh well, okay, you didn't kill one. First time we didn't kill one.
Yeah.
All right. So now they're gonna try to overbear you again. That hits. Oh, 2 hits. Now they're coming around. Ooh, no, I think that missed. 3, miss. All right, so 3 on you now. So -2 on your save. Another avoidance save.
Okay. And I rolled a 16.
Okay, is that successful?
Oh yes, it is because my saving throw is 15.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, so I'm like, I throw them off and I just yell out like, "You don't understand! I am a weapon of Apollo!" And I'm gonna make another attack. 2 more. So, armor class -1 for 9 points of damage.
Yeah, that kills one.
Oh, that was probably gonna miss. Armor class 9.
Oh yeah, that missed. Well, you actually finally missed one. All right,
Yeah.
they've dragged off 2 people now because you got one of them from side and they're attacking you. That's 2. All right, so all right, make a saving throw with a -3 this time.
Okay. I rolled another 16, and my armor class is and my saving throw is 15, so I hit it.
Okay. Yeah, they
Because
still
I get
don't
a
have you.
plus. I get a +2, and so that'd be a -1.
Okay. Yeah. You're getting over. I mean, there's so many of them. They're basically overwhelming you, or they're trying to, anyways. But they haven't quite. You're going to be -3 on your attack rolls because like you literally can't swing your sword in the space anymore. They're like on you. There's so many of them.
This is a new dice. I'm starting to think maybe it's not balanced. Okay. I get 1 attack this time.
Probably.
Right.
I don't.
Okay.
Keep a track.
Yeah, I think I did 2 last time, and I missed once.
I'm keeping track of the 28 fishmen.
I hit armor class 4 for 4 points of damage.
Okay, doesn't kill him though. Okay. All right, now you're really getting surrounded. Actually, just make an avoidance save with -5 because there's so many around you now.
Okay, makes sense. No, I finally failed. I rolled an 8.
All right, so you are dogpiled. They wrestle your weapon from your hand, and they just basically hold you down until you eventually are inclined. I mean, there's enough of them. I'm not going to keep rolling dice. There's enough of them that you're eventually going to go down. They, you eventually wake up. We'll say oh shoot! Actually, everybody else roll a d4 to see how long you fought. So how many hours you're asleep for.
Old 10 is down for 2.
Okay, so that's 6.
I had a 2 also.
Okay.
I got a lucky 1.
All right, I think it's D4 plus. Hold on, I gotta check it. Oh, you need all that extra food.
Yeah, all I had was broth.
There you go. Okay, so you're out for a few hours. I just want to make sure it's not going to be daytime by the time you wake up. Let me just quickly check to see how long it takes for you to. Nope, that's the drunk guy. You're in the inn. It was delicious, though. I mean, it's trade-off. Oh, yeah, it's D4 plus 4. So 6 hours, 6 hours, and 5 hours. You're just going to be out for a straight D4 hours, Rizea. So you'll be up first no matter what. And when you awaken, you are in front of what probably is a blasphemy to you. You're in front of the fane that you were heading to before, and you can actually see that this building has been all over it, scratched into it, engraven into it are all these strange cryptic symbols related to Cthulhu worship. And not only that, they seem to be ones that are specifically like defaming other gods, including Apollo and pretty much every other god except for Cthulhu. You're in a a stockade basically, and you didn't strip. You're still in your armor, but they of course took your weapon. So, and you see your friends are asleep or knocked out. They're there as well. It is super super dark because it's the middle of the night, and let's take a break. Or do we want to leave it there? Because I think we want to do a shorter game today, right?
It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, we can do if you want to end it there. If because I want to do a bio break anyway, at least.
Here, I'll
So.
say let's just end. This a good ending spot. I think.
Yeah, it's a good ending spot, I think, because you're going to look at this.
shows.
Rush, can you? Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You probably have auto levels on, so it just every time you're quiet, your mic jumps up and includes the ballroom. Yeah, so let's do that. So you're basically at these stockades. You wake up, Rosiah, to this burning in your nose, the smell of alcohol, and you see standing there the old man, and he's got a dagger in his hand, and he looks at you and he says, "I told you," and we'll leave it there.
Oh man.